Favorite genre?
Favorite genre? I love so many. It might be easier to say what few genres I'm not crazy about, but um, I love layers. I love complicated stories. Like I showed you Back to the Future. I love that. It's so layered. It's like a family film. It's a sci-fi film. I love good, because there's so many bad ones, but I love good superhero films because they're often so complex. They deal often with mythology, what's a modern mythology and everything. Multiple characters in one, double identities, hiding your identity, complicated rules to powers in a way. Um, it's almost like a modern day Shakespeare, like a modern day sci-fi Shakespeare. A lot of it when it's really good. So I guess in a way, hmm, complicated films. I guess a good superhero film or a
You
good,
like layered films
like
more.
layered films. I mean, because even like a crime drama could have that. Where if someone's undercover and they're living a double life where they're getting entrenched with the mafia,
Mhm.
yet they're a cop and they're torn. I love those kind of things where the person has two personalities. And maybe it goes from me being a child of divorce. My parents divorced when I was 1. And I had like 2 families in that way, where there'd be like 2 Christmases, 2 Thanksgivings, 2 birthdays for me every year. And the
Mhm.
families were so different.
So do you have a split or a dual personality, Kevin?
Maybe, I don't know if I'd say split personality, but I have more than one personality, I guess, probably. Like a lot of people, he's wild and crazy Kevin. Oh, he's so quiet and nice. So yeah, I guess so. Like from my mom's side, the Italian side that I mentioned, there was like 50 people or 30 people at family gatherings, and then on my father's side, the Watson side, there'd be like 8 people, and then with grandparents dying off, there's like 5 of us now, I think. And then on the Masso side, it's my mom's maiden name. There's like it's growing. People are multiplying, so it's like I
Well,
don't know,
that's
60
typical
people.
Italian, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, typical at least. Yeah, maybe not the rule, but definitely we're holding it up. The stereotype.
You're also a big film scholar or a film student in a way. I see these tons of books all around me, and I see your approach. So, do you think that's also a career that you are looking at?
Screenplay writing, or
No, film
Oh.
journalism.
like being maybe a professor of film. I would love to do that, yeah. But then maybe that'd be like the desperation thing you're talking about, because I would feel. Watch
Mhm.
this goes on. Watch someone pulls this up later on, professor. I got this, professor. But that would be honestly, to be honest, that would be for me, and that's so awesome. So it's such an honorable profession for those who do it. But for me, that would be a slight defeat, I guess I'd say, because I want to be in it so much. I want to be it, not just
Mhm.
discussing it. I want to make the films. I want to be in them.
How long have you been? I mean, of course, I know you've been acting since you were born. That's what you said, but a little about the kind of roles you've done so far.
Oh, and like when I first started or something? Or?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I said, since before remembering, but the first ones that, like actual presentations where people would come and see that weren't just family, like, in school plays as a kid. I love playing like super villains, or, that's too strong a term, villains in grade school and stuff, because they were like the best roles. Like sometimes you're like, well, there's the lead role, but then the lead role is more like a straight role, where you're just kind of normal. Oh, I'm walking on stage. I'm shocked at this. But the villain role would be doing voices and stuff, and it'd be so like, ooh, you know what I mean? And like, you'd wear a cloak. Like I remember playing Conjure Man in Dark of the Moon in high school, and I loved doing that. I did,
You like to create characters out of your roles.
yeah, like adding my own twist to them and stuff. Like I thought he should have kind of like a darker, like almost like a traditional like Southern African American voice for Conjure Man. And I had a cane and a great purple robe, a cloak that went over my head, and it was just funny, like how different actors take different things. Because I remember I did that role, and I was part of the A cast, and there was a B cast, and when I saw the B cast presentation, it was done by an African American actor. He didn't do like an African American accent. He almost did like a like a what would we call it? Like a traditional, like a stereotypical like homosexual voice, like the soft, kind of thing. It was such a different contrast from how I was doing it. I was doing it more like he's a dark wizard or something. You know what I mean? Because he changes a witch boy into a normal boy. It's kind of like Pinocchio in that way in the story. And the Conjure Man, he's very he's somewhat sinister, and his motives are hidden to the protagonist. So I did it kind of like the traditional villain role, and he did it kind of like a softer, playful role. Let's see. I played the Hairy Man and Wily and the Hairy Man. Kind of a similar role, another antagonist that is dark and comes from the shadows. I did last year, I did Operation Repo on True TV, where it's a show kind of like Cops, which I think you said they don't have in India, but Cops is a show where it's allegedly a reality show. It's a reality show where they just have cameramen who follow cops, and they're in ride-alongs, and they show the cops arresting people and pulling people over. And Operation Repo, the show I did, is kind of a parody of that, where there's a reality show with the Repo Men, who, I don't know if they have Repo Men in India, no? Repo Man, they repossess, that's what it stands for, property. So say if you don't pay your bill on a car.
We have Repo Men, but we call them something else, but we don't have a reality show on that.
Oh, okay. Well,
so you got 100,000 views on that?
Yeah, you looked up on YouTube and I had 100,000 views. I was like, oh. I mean, see, myself, like, I'm kind of, how I'm shy, I always said. I never even looked up that number or anything. I've looked it up a couple times when it was brand new. Obviously, probably not 100,000. I don't know how close it'd be to that, but used to show people who haven't seen it. Like, a lot of my friends saw it on TV, and it reran quite a few times. But, I guess that was my biggest role to date. That was a little over a year ago, or under a year ago. About a year ago.
So your agent is working for you to get roles for you for TV commercials or for feature films?
Oh, no. That was me, because I just have a commercial agent right now. And there's a site called, I guess I don't know if I should, but there's a site where actors go online. It's the most popular site. I don't know if I want to give them a free advertisement, but it's easy to find out. But you have your headshot online. And there's other sites like this, I'm sure. And the roles come in. But obviously it's not the biggest roles. It's not like the biggest TV roles. This was a huge TV role, so this would probably be on those too. But if you're trying to play Captain America in the big Marvel movie, it's not going to be on this site. But because that's for the big Hollywood agents. But a lot of roles come through there, and you have to submit yourself, click and all that. Maybe write a little note. But there's not a lot of room. They don't get to see a lot of you. They just get the picture. And if you're not famous, they're just looking at a picture really quick. And how many actors are in Hollywood, maybe around the world, doing that? That they see, they might even just delete it if your picture's not the best or doesn't look just like you or just like the picture of the role. So through that, I submitted for the role. I went in for the audition, got the role.
But do you think you need to do more to get more roles? How does the world know of your talent? You're talented, but how does the world know of your talent?
That's a good point. Yeah, I need to do more. I need to be a little more aggressive. I need to constantly be more aggressive than I am about getting a theatrical agent. Like, you do it, and then distractions come in life. Like, the bills. I gotta do this. I gotta hustle and make some money for this bill, that bill, whatever. Then you forget. I was supposed to send. I promised myself I'd send 5 pictures to 5 theatrical agents, or whatever. You gotta be more vigilant on that. I'm planning on making a web series. A couple web series. I have a couple ideas for that, and I've auditioned some people for them. So hopefully, maybe that'll help me get my foot in the door. I can send that to people. Maybe it would become very popular on the internet. Hopefully.
Right. So you're kind of trying to be intelligent about it rather than just use a lot of energy.
Yeah. Work smarter, not harder, right?
Right.
I think I learned that lesson from Scrooge McDuck on DuckTales, the Disney animated series. As a kid, I always remember that. There was an episode where Scrooge McDuck was talking about how he won his millions, or how rich is he? I don't remember, because I saw that as a kid. But where he always dived. I don't know if you ever saw that, but he dived in all the gold coins in his vault. But how he got his fortune, he said he was telling, was it Huey, Louie, and Dewey? I think are the 3 ducks.
Yeah.
Donald's nephews. I hope I get all the names right. But he was telling them how he got his fortune. He said, "Work smarter, not harder." So I always remember that.
We'll have some more smart questions after the break, Kevin.
Oh, great.